Good morning and a very warm welcome. You are watching JanataTelevision and this is the English Bulletin with me, Sushant Dhakal. The top stories first. Person tested negative from RDT dies from coronavirus infection to 78 new cases confirmed positive across the country. Rukum police arrest 7 more people in connection to the Rukum West murders, 2 more suspects on the run. Daily wage earners forced to starve amidst lockdown in the valley. Government fails to deliver right to food guaranteed by Constitution. WHO says COVID-19 fight not yet over, warns nation to ease lockdown only with optimum precaution. And Premier League announces the fixture list for first 32 games, neutral venues for Liverpool's matches yet to be decided. And now the news in detail. The Health Ministry has confirmed that a 28-year-old male from Surkhet, Panchapuri died from coronavirus infection. The person had arrived from India on May 21st and had stayed in quarantine for 14 days. He was sent back home after testing negative in the RDT but died on the same day he was sent home. The PCR test then confirmed that he was indeed infected with the coronavirus, according to the Health Ministry. With that, the total number of confirmed deaths for coronavirus has reached 11 in the country.
सुर्खेत का पंचपुरी का 28 वर्षीय पुरुष जो गत जेठ 8 गते भारतबाट आएर स्थानीय क्वारेन्टिनमा रहनु भएको थियो। 14 दिन उहाँ त्यहाँ बस्नु भएको हामीलाई जानकारी प्राप्त भएको छ र घर फर्कदा आरडीटी गर्दा नेगेटिभ आएको र क्वारेन्टिनमा रहँदासम्म कुनै पनि संक्रमणको लक्षण नदेखिएको हामीलाई जानकारी प्राप्त भएको छ र 22 गते घर जाँदा सोही दिन उहाँको मृत्यु भएको छ र उहाँको आरटी-पीसीआर विधिबाट परीक्षण गर्दा नतिजा पोजिटिभ आएको छ।
278 new cases of the virus has been confirmed in the last 24 hours, which puts the total tally of infection at 2,912. Of the infected, 2,717 are men, while 195 are women.
पछिल्लो तथ्याङ्क अनुसार 278 जनामा संक्रमण देखिएको छ। उहाँहरूमध्ये 267 जना पुरुष र 11 जना महिला हुनुहुन्छ। यसरी देशभरका विभिन्न प्रयोगशालाहरूमा गरिएका परीक्षणहरूमा आज पोजिटिभ आउनेको संख्या जम्मा 278 रहेको छ र यो समेत गरेर कुल संख्या 2912 पुगेको छ। 2912 मध्ये 2717 जना पुरुष र 195 जना महिला हुनुहुन्छ।
The number of people in isolation has reached 2,568, while a total of 333 people have returned home after complete recovery. In the past 24 hours, 4,432 PCR tests, 7,402 RDTs were conducted. According to the latest information, 88,366 samples have been tested through PCR method, while 129,966 samples by RDT method. A total of 166,765 persons are currently held in quarantine facilities across the country. Police has arrested 7 more people in suspicion of their involvement in Sothi incident of West Rukum. With this, police has arrested 25 locals from the same village for their alleged involvement in the murder of 6 persons last month. The new detainees have been identified as Nora Bahadur Malla, 40, Resham Malla, 30, Dhanaraj Rana, 21, Ramit Pun, 24, Nabin Kharti, 21, Biraj Pun, 24 and Bhim Pun, 22, all residents of Chaurzhari Municipality, 8 Sothi, West Rukum. The new suspects were arrested after their names were revealed by other accused currently under investigation, informed Thag Bahadur Kesi, Chief Rukum District Police. The new suspects have been arrested after court's approval and will be investigated, Kesi added. Police had earlier arrested 18 people based on victims' complaint. On the night of May 23rd, Nawaraj Bika, accompanied by 18 of his friends, travelled from Jajarkot district to Sothi, West Rukum for marrying his 17-year-old girlfriend, Sushma Malla. 6 people, including Nawaraj, were found dead over the course of a week. All of their bodies were discovered from Bhedi Diba. 2 more people connected to the cases are at large, according to the police. A special parliamentary panel will now be formed to probe into the Rukum West murders to ensure fair investigation, Agni Sapkota, Speaker of the Parliament, announced. Pushpa Bhusal, Chief Whip of main opposition party Nepal Congress, had obstructed yesterday's meeting of the lower house demanding the formation of an all-party parliamentary panel to probe into the killing of 6 youths at Chaurzari, West Rukum. Opposition lawmakers had threatened to stop the House meeting proceeding further unless the Speaker issued a ruling to form a parliamentary probe committee.
राज्यले जुन छानबिन गरिराखेका छ भनेर गृह मन्त्रालयले यहाँ जानकारी दियो, संसदलाई त्यसमा विश्वास छैन। यो विषयलाई संसदले आफ्नो सम्पत्ति बनाउनु पर्दछ र यही सदनबाट यसको गम्भीर सत्य तथ्य छानबिन हुन जरुरी भएको हुनाले सभामुख महोदय संसदबाट सर्वदलीय छानबिन समितिको गठन गर्नको लागि प्रमुख प्रतिपक्षी दल आजको बैठकमा फेरि आग्रह गर्दछ। सभामुख महोदय,
Parliamentary Probe Committee, as per Rule 177 of the House of Representatives Regulations 2018, will be formed to investigate on the incident and present a report, Speaker Sapkota ruled.
रुकुम पश्चिम जिल्लाको चौरझारी नगरपालिका 8 स्थित सोतीमा मिति 2077 साल जेठ 10 गते घटेको घटनाका सम्बन्धमा अघिल्ला बैठकहरूमा पनि कुरा उठेको र आजको बैठकमा पनि माननीय श्री पुष्पा भुसाल गौतमले कुरा उठाउनु भएको छ। यसैले यी विषयहरूलाई सम्बोधन गर्न उक्त घटनाको आवश्यक अध्ययन तथा अनुगमन गरी सभामा प्रतिवेदन पेश गर्न प्रतिनिधि सभामा प्रतिनिधित्व गर्ने दलहरूसँग आवश्यक छलफल पश्चात प्रतिनिधि सभा नियमावली 2075 को नियम 177 बमोजिम संसदीय विशेष समिति गठन गरिने बेहोरा माननीय सदस्यहरूलाई जानकारी गराउँदछु।
The special parliamentary panel will have representation from all parties currently present in the parliament. This is Janata Bulletin. We'll be right back after a short break. Welcome back. After the break, we continue with other national news. The World Health Organization has shown interest in the Hetauda-based TU Institute of Forestry, where the lab has been working on a vaccine for the coronavirus. The WHO was in talks with Professor Dr. Lalit Kumar Das, who has been working on a vaccine that has shown promise of being effective against the virus. The Geneva-based WHO head office communicated with the experts from 73 different countries and confirmed that the Hetauda-based lab will be supported in development of the vaccine. The 2-hour-long video conference discussed at length about the methodology used to develop the vaccine and its potential efficacy. The discussion concluded that firstly, the concerned authority in Nepal has to test the vaccine, and then WHO will confirm its efficacy by supporting it. The lockdown imposed by the government since March 24th crossed the 3-month mark last week. Daily wage workers forced to take shelter on open streets, however, have become witnesses to government's incapability to protect its citizens. Kathmandu is silent by 9 p.m. It comes as no surprise given that it remains equally quiet during daytime due to the lockdown. People were sleeping on the side of the road stretching from Kalimati to Balkhu in Kathmandu during the pouring rain. The difficulties of daily wage earners in Kathmandu have been made more evident in the past 2 months.
चाहिँ उसमा काम गर्थेँ होइन पर्वत जिल्ला हाइड्रो पावर त्यहाँबाट हामीले चाहिँ अनि कम्पनीबाट ल्याएर हामीले 1 महिना यहाँ राख्यो गेस्ट हाउसमा अनि घर जाने हाम्रो चाहिँ अब पैसा नि पाएको छैन होइन अनि अब यो लकडाउन खुलेपछि फेरि हामी पर्वत जानुपर्छ
Sunsari's Milan Rai was employed by a contractor for a hydropower project in Parbat. Milan was left stranded on the streets after the contractor sent him to Kathmandu without paying him.
तर डर लागेर भएन किन भन्छ हामी त अब पेट पाल्नै पर्यो यसको लागि पनि त अलिक सेफ भएर काम गर्नु पर्यो
Rai has not been able to reach home due to the lockdown. The world is only for the rich and powerful, Rai lamented. The government's clear declaration that no one goes hungry and no one dies of starvation is a fundamental right guaranteed by the Constitution of Nepal. Yet, these people are more worried about death due to starvation than coronavirus. The government's promise to provide relief to the poor and daily wage earners has been ridiculed by those stranded on the streets of Kathmandu. And now the news from the economic front. Nepal Telecom has started providing free SIM cards to everyone who has returned back to Nepal during the coronavirus pandemic. The national telecommunication giant has committed to set up booths in the 20 entry points at the border, at the quarantine and holding centers and at the international airport for all Nepali nationals entering Nepal. The company has informed that it has readied 100,000 SIM cards for this purpose. To avail the SIM card, the customer has to present citizenship, passport, driver's license, travel document or any other form of identification. For those with no identification document on them, SIM cards can also be accessed through the relatives' documents in Nepal. The SIM card will not only help the returnees communicate with their friends and family in Nepal, but will also allow the concerned department to keep track of these people in their homes or in quarantine facilities where they are held. The Nepal Telecom has also decided to provide free Wi-Fi at all 8 holding centers designated by the government for the people returning via the international flights. Time for a short break here at Janata Bulletin. Stay tuned for international news. Welcome back, and now the international news. The fight against COVID-19 pandemic is not yet over and won't be over until the virus will completely disappear from the world, WHO has warned. According to Dr. Margaret Harris, spokesperson of WHO, the fight against coronavirus will not be over until there is no virus anywhere in the world. CNN has cited Dr. Harris, who confirmed at a press briefing in Geneva that there have been upticks of the virus in countries which have eased measures, but she said that she was not talking specifically about Europe. When the lockdown eases, when the social distancing measures ease, people sometimes interpret this as okay, it's over, Dr. Harris said. The WHO has continually affirmed that countries easing measures should do so gradually and cautiously, CNN added. With the unexpected improvement of United States labor market in May, experts have said the economic damage caused by COVID-19 pandemic will be less harmful than anticipated. The unemployment rate in US fell to 13.3%, down from 14.7% in April, as businesses started hiring again, BBC reported. Job market in the US has significantly recovered with the easing of coronavirus lockdown, despite the unrest sweeping the nation over a black man's death due to police brutality. US economy has gained 2.5 million jobs in May, which is the highest monthly spike on record, as per the reports published by US Bureau of Labor Statistics yesterday. According to BBC, businesses across US have started reopening and firms are rehiring their employees. President Trump, who has maintained the economic rebound will be swift, instantly took to Twitter to rejoice the numbers and claim the credit. Really big jobs report. Great going, President Trump. Kidding but true, Trump tweeted. The job gain surprised economists, many of whom had warned the country could see the unemployment rate rise past 20% to a post-World War II high, BBC added. You are watching Janata Bulletin, and now the latest from the world of sports. The Premier League will resume on 17th June after a 100-day hiatus because of the coronavirus pandemic, with the fixture list including kick-off times of the first 32 matches announced. The BBC will broadcast Bournemouth versus Crystal Palace and Norwich versus Everton as the first two of its free-to-air Premier League matches. The venues for Everton and Manchester City's scheduled home games against Liverpool are still to be decided, but Manchester United's home fixture against Sheffield United will be played at Old Trafford. Premier League Chief Executive Richard Masters said, "We are pleased to provide fans with further updates on the provisional restart of the Premier League season," BBC reported. The FA Cup quarter-final details have also been announced, with games taking place over the weekend of 27th and 28th June. We are at the end of Janata Bulletin, and the headlines once again. Person tested negative from RDT dies from coronavirus infection. 278 new cases confirmed positive across the country. Rukum police arrests 7 more people in connection to Rukum West murders. 2 more suspects on the run. Daily wage earners forced to starve amidst lockdown in the valley. Government fails to deliver right to food guaranteed by the Constitution. WHO says COVID-19 fight not over, warns nation to ease lockdown only with optimum precaution. And Premier League announces the fixture list for first 32 games, neutral venues for Liverpool's matches yet to be decided. And that's all from the English News Desk for today. You can follow Janata Television and our programs on various social media platforms, including on our website janatasamachar.com. We urge all our viewers to follow government directive of the lockdown and follow healthy, hygienic practices to keep safe from any infection. Keep watching Janata Television. Namaste.